Well, we got a busy day today. It's Addie's baptism today, so I had to go pick up some cupcakes and had to go pick up. We got to go and get her a pair of shoes to wear. But we have to wait. The mall doesn't open for 20 minutes, so we're sitting here waiting. I was a little torn today. I was going to go to Starbucks, Tim Hortons, but I remember that Williams. It's called Williams Pub, but it's Williams Cafe. I don't understand that. Williams Cafe has a fantastic London Fog. For those of you out there that are London Fog drinkers, so London Fog is really just a tea latte, I suppose. I don't know if giving her a pen. Do you have a pencil? I don't know if giving her a pen was the wise thing to do.
I have this pencil, but there's no lead in it.
So you don't have a pencil now.
Well,
It's fine. Addie, just be careful, all right? Don't mark in your hands. Don't mark on my card. Just play on the paper, all right?
Yeah.
Good job. I notice you're a lefty. Is that going to be full-time or... Yeah? Okay. So we have a lot that went on this week. Now, please forgive me. I am going to forget to talk about things. I'm going to miss things. I got writing down things I wanted to talk about, and it just went on and on and on and on. Like, for instance, last night, Patrick De Piranha made his first start. Raced great. Bolt Power was a winner later in the program. Somebody had said to me, well, like, you know, he kind of went the same speed. Hold on. You guys don't know how close the races were to being canceled last night. When we got to Mohawk last night, they had to test the gate out 2 or 3 times. It was so windy and snowy, they didn't know if they'd get the gate closed, the wings closed on the gate, and tried it 3 times. And then ultimately they decided to race, but that's how close they were to canceling the races at the start. It was very, very windy and snowy at the start of the night, and as the night went on, the wind dissipated. There's virtually no wind now. Now, that's not to say that there wasn't any wind last night. I don't know. I was at home watching it in bed the same as you when Bolt Power was a winner. The horse looked good. Very, very good last night. Both horses did. Patrick De Piranha passed the Cabo horse, a pretty good horse. James said, listen, not that long ago, that horse paced half in like 53 seconds. And we went by him down the lane. So he wasn't super tight. Hadn't raced in two and a bit, almost 3 weeks. Had that one training trip into him. But training open horses, you have to be, you can only imagine, to race in the open, you have to be, 1, a very talented horse, and 2, at the top of your game. A couple of weeks off, moving to a new country with no cork on, and there was no cork on either of those horses last night. Sometimes plays a role. And I guess it sounds like I'm trying to make excuses, but keep in mind, Wheels on Fire is not ever for sale for $140,000. Neither is the horse. All the horses in there are expensive horses. And, we bought a horse to race in the open. We weren't able, nor would you be able to buy a horse that would win the open on a regular basis. It's just not for sale. So we bought a horse we're trying to race much in the same fashion as Locatelli. There's lots of places to race Patrick De Piranha in the open, in the backup class. He's going to do us lots of good. He's clearly a fast horse. Tons and tons of speed. But as I said, if you thought that we were just going to waltz into Toronto with our purchase from the preferred sale and maul the open pacers, well, I think you need to rethink your compass when it comes to what we can and cannot do. We bought a good horse. He raced great. He's going to continue to race great for us. And I'm sure we'll find the winner's circle in the open one night. But it wasn't last night. He raced great. Bolt Power raced great also. As I said to you last week, White Tiger turned out now for 4 or 5 weeks. Locatelli, I was very upfront with the race office. I said, listen, I'm not telling you where to put him. But if you can't put him in the backup class, I'm turning him out. I know it sounds like I am telling you where to put him. Just if you have to race him in the open, I can't do it. I'm not doing it to him again, so I'm going to have to turn the horse out. They needed him in the backup class, so it worked out well. If he races as good as we hope he does on Monday, that will be his last start for, again, another 4 or 5 weeks. Bring him back slowly. In other news, we had LD's Patrick make his way back to Ontario. Yes, that was a failed experiment. Somebody had said to me, I don't know if Mark Beckwith was the right fit for that horse. Let me be as clear as I can. Mark Beckwith is a consummate professional, a meticulous trainer, a good guy, and he does a great job. LD's Patrick was with one of the leading trainers in North America for trotters, somebody who is a world-class trainer, who didn't get along with this horse. So is it really that shocking that maybe other people didn't? We got along with him because we hung him up the way we wanted him. Mark had him hung up the exact same way. Maybe Patrick didn't like a half-mile track that much in Saratoga or Yonkers. He definitely didn't like hitting the gate at Yonkers. That happens. We saw it happen with Billy in Compass Rose DC in her final start of her career. Hit the gate and made a break with her. So it's not, these things happen. But we recognize the importance of bringing him back. We got him back here. We got him qualified here. He's fine. Looks great. 57-3 last quarter, 27-4 last half, 56-3. James said he was good. He wasn't super sharp, but how could he be? One, he had to be short. He hadn't gone a flat mile in almost a month, except for that training trip at Saratoga. Two, he'd shipped back 8 hours on Tuesday, so he'd only been in Ontario Tuesday late. So let's say jog Wednesday, jog Thursday, qualify Friday. The horse did the best job he could and looked good doing it. So he and 4 others will be heading to Miami Valley for the Non-Winners of 6 series. No free lunch will be heading to Miami Valley, Ohio. So if those who pay close attention, please listen carefully. All the owners of No Free Lunch, if you own more than 4% of No Free Lunch, you need an Ohio license. Please look into that right away. If you need help getting that, reach out to me and I can help mitigate that for you, please. I can help get that done. Royson's Punch. Again, this applies to every owner of the horses I'm about to say that own more than 4%. Royson's Punch. Stay close. LD's Patrick. And why do I Walk on the Moon? Walk on the Moon. We'll talk about him in a second. Anybody that owns those horses that owns more than 4%, you will need an Ohio license. Those horses are all going to race in the Non-Winners of 6 series at Miami Valley in 10 days' time. I just spoke about Walk on the Moon briefly. We had a number of clients call and ask what happened to him. Is he okay? Did he hurt himself? We had some clients make references to his feet, or here's the thing. All right, let me be as clear as I can. I believe Walk on the Moon should be able to get around a half mile. Hi, baby girl. Hi, oh, you're very nice. I believe he should be able to get around a half, but he can't right now. And looking back historically, he's raced one time in his life on a half, and that was a mediocre race in a muddy track in Hanover, Ontario. Certainly wasn't the qualifier I wanted to see. I wanted to see 57 the other day, 57, 58. To set him up for that, you have to put him in a position to trot in 57, 58. And it just didn't seem like it was going to happen. He made a break in 3 turns. Did somebody else say, oh, no, he only made a break in 2 turns? That's what the chart line says. Oh, I apologize. I mean, I was only sitting behind him. He made 3 breaks the other day in 3 of the 4 turns. He came up trotting, finished his mile up good. But let me be as clear as I can, because anytime something doesn't go according to plan, one page, according to plan, we'll have people that will make constructive criticism. Maybe it's his feet, maybe it's this, maybe you should try that, maybe you should try this. Listen, guys, let me be as clear as I can. We've been doing this a long time. I think we've done a pretty good job over the last little while. A break from Walk on the Moon, although albeit odd, is not the end of the world. He's gone to Adeline. He's gone to over to the Meadows to qualify on Tuesday, and we will have him ready for Miami Valley the week after that. As far as his feet being sore, sure, they could be sore. That really isn't always grounds for a break, right? We have lots of horses' feet. Levitor's feet hurt him quite a bit. We have to work on them all the time also. So it's a matter of, I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for Walk on the Moon. His breaks shouldn't have taken place. They did. We've made arrangements to fix it and get him qualified, and that's it. We had another client had said, I'm so worried because this is the track that Jazz hurt herself on, or this is how Jazz hurt herself. The issue with My Jazz, the difference between the issues in My Jazz and Walk on the Moon would be the same distance between planet Earth and the moon. There could not be 2 different differences. My Jazz jumped on her foot training. It got infected. There got some surface infection. It was quite nasty. And she missed her entire 3-year-old season because of it. That was very, very unfortunate and very rare. Walk on the Moon never even cut his foot. He just rolled off stride. And his feet aren't sore as if he's walking around like he's crippled. They're a little warm. This is stuff that we push through. that horses have to push through also. So Walk on the Moon will be fine. He's going over to qualify Tuesday, and he happens to make a break Tuesday. Then we will address that break there. But trying to draw conclusions between this horse and that's kind of what we do, the trainers. So Jason's aware of it. He's working on it. I've been talking to him. I've been working with the vet, talking to him and Jason also to ensure that we get Walk on the Moon moving forward. But from where I sit right here in my car in Ontario, looking forward, I absolutely have zero concern with Walk on the Moon. I'll call it an anomaly and move on. Who else do we have racing this week? No Free Lunch. He finished third in the final. Yeah, we were all a little depressed about you have one sheep to mark on, not 6. Right there, thank you.
What was she doing?
Marking on another page. All right, that isn't the tablet Moses. We can get you another book. It's not really the
Yeah, but all my art is in there.
She's not writing over your art, sweetheart. She's just writing on blank pages. So, no Free Lunch. Yeah, a little disappointed to get beat, but that was like 4 weeks in a row. Good job. That was like 4 weeks in a row. And he's not as good on the front. Somebody said, well, he won the week before on the front. Yeah, when you're on the front, get everything your own way and cut him loose for a quarter of a mile, and he comes 26-2. Yep, he'll win every time, especially when they can't catch him. But when, you have to go a little bit more and they have to really dig in. Don't be bad, girl. You're being destructive. When you have to really dig in and other horses are coming to you, well, that's a different kind of front end. And No Free Lunch has never been comfortable on the front end in that situation. So he'll go down to Miami Valley. Now, I won't go down there. I'm not needed to drive No Free Lunch, for the love of God. He races on the Wednesday. In Miami Valley. So Brett Miller, Chris Page. I could give you a litany of drivers to list on the horse, but Jason can list whoever he wants to drive No Free Lunch. He races on Sunday. Wednesday is when the 4 trotters will be racing, and I will be there for them. I doubt they'll have 4 divisions, so probably going to have some overlap there. But we do want to get them raced. We do want to get the horses going, and we do want to get them moving in a positive direction. Who else raced? Matt's MVP, I thought raced great. I had a glowing report of him on Wednesday. Thought the horse raced great to be second in 58. What I liked about it, you talk about Walk on the Moon, his feet and this. Matt's MVP has some issues that are really hurting him. Right, his knees, he's a growing boy, his knees bug him, his feet bug him a little bit, and because they bug him, he does take weight behind, so that's why we gave him that week off, was to work on his back, work on his hocks, work on the weight-bearing areas that are maybe getting a little bogged down with the pressure he's taking off them. And this will continue. We're gonna, as I said to the vet, I said to Jason, I want everybody to pay very, very close attention to Matt's MVP. This horse has now decided he wants to be a racehorse and has the ability to be a good one. Let's help him. So keep a very close eye on his knees, keep a very close eye on his feet, and address them when we have to. So that's what we're going to do with Matt's MVP. Very happy with him on Wednesday. We're going back for a little bit more on him Wednesday coming up. Had some great qualifiers and schoolers this week. So let's start. I'm just going through what's in my mind. On Wednesday, we had 10 of them over the track. I thought Stay Close looked incredible. So I know in the program, the write-up, it says he might be a little short. You can believe that. He's not short at all. He's plenty tight, and he'll be ready to rock on Monday. We had those great trainers on Wednesday. I brought you guys the video of them. Then we went back Thursday morning, qualifiers, trainers at Ohio. Very impressed with the Dell horses. The 2 pacers, Del Cash, Del Breeze, did their work well. They're a good 3 weeks from the track yet, but both trained well. The one I liked the most, though, was the trotter, Gemstone Ruby Rose. That filly trained in 2.6 last half and 1.1 last quarter, 29-3. I didn't talk to Jason. Oh, the track was closed on Saturday. That's why. I was going to say, he didn't tell me how they trained Saturday. It's because they did not train Saturday. Those horses trained Thursday. They'll go back Tuesday, so I'm interested to see slow miles on Tuesday from those horses, but interested to see what Jason says about them. I was super pumped. Okay, just 1 sec, sweetie. Keep drawing me a horse, will you?
I should draw a horse.
You can't draw a horse? Well, you can try. Draw me a unicorn.
Draw a unicorn.
Thursday had some really good schoolers. Confederate Cruiser needs a Addie, shush. Confederate Cruiser needs a couple more schoolers, or I'd say one more schooler and a qualifier. He'll be ready to go. Procrastinator has grown into a big boy. I was extremely pleased with the mile he put out. He's qualifying on Thursday. Looks very good. Very impressed with him. As I said, Confederate Cruiser needs another probably schooler and then qualifier. Might even school Gemstone Ruby Rose. Start getting her used to the gate and get a real feel for where she fits in her right now, what stage she is for training. So, you know, we talk about this all the time, how there's some trainers that just want to drop them incrementally over long periods of time, and that's fine. I would more subscribe to the individual training of the horses. So, for instance, we'll train them for horses coming back, train them for a little while, then throw a mile and 25 at them. You know, how did they come out of the mile? How did they do the work first? How did they come out of the mile? How quickly did they recover? Did they eat their lunch? Did they feel sharp the next day? These are all indicators, you know, indicators and body language of horses that are ready to do their work. Now, that mile and 2.6 was a lot for Gemstone Ruby Rose. So, how did she come out of it? She seemed fine in the bath rack. She ate her lunch. She seemed good in that way. Come back the next week. I'll put her behind the gate and go another mile, maybe even back her up to 2.7 this week. She's not ready to race yet, but she's getting there. But I was very impressed with Gemstone Ruby Rose. So I know Teresa's out there. Maddox probably watching this. Both of the Dell horses, Cash and Breeze, trained okay. Trained pretty good. 2.5, 2.6. They're again probably 3-4 weeks away. But Gemstone Ruby Rose showed me some power today. Now she's a 3-year-old. I want to see what more she can do. We'll know a little bit more when we get her down to around 2 minutes 59. But for now, very happy with her. Then I came back across the border again. We, the qualifiers, had a ton of qualifiers and schoolers on Friday. Just so impressed with a number of the horses. Now, I didn't mention 3 big train. Okay, just give me a minute. I'm almost done my video, baby girl. 3 more trainers that looked great the other day. Unbeatable Kemp looks very good, to the point where I was actually going back and looking at his staking to see, is there other stakes for him? I know I paid him in New Jersey and in Kentucky, and that's a lot. Is there any more? I didn't see any more that were there, and that is a lot of racing for him. But man, he felt some good the other day. Eyes at 10 is getting very close, and Blue Bayou Deal looked incredible also. So that brings us to the qualifiers on Friday. Very impressed with Almost There Boss. How good did he look? 26-3. I'm a bit surprised because I didn't really even cut him loose. James was a little surprised with his 27 also. So maybe somebody got a little trigger happy with the watch, but very happy with Almost There Boss. His qualifier was exceptionally good. Century Invictus needs another qualifier. He looked very good also. I really don't know what Harry is going to do with Almost There Boss, and I'm not going to ask him. Whatever he wants to do is completely fine with me. If he decides to put him into race, then put him into race. If he decides to qualify him once more, then go ahead and do that. These horses have the Spring Series coming up. That series in London is also coming up. Lots of racing for these guys in the future. Not to mention the Ontario Sire Stakes also is there too. So that leads us to Monday. What do we got going on Monday and heading into this week? As I said, Stay Close is not short. He will be tight for Monday. All our horses are in the front half of the program. 6 horses in the first 5 races. Captain Mike Dio's got the outside, but man, he looked good training the other day. James is really high on this guy. Stay Close looked incredible the other day. We are trying to get Kings County back on track to a more consistent racing level. Win 6th, win 6th or 7th. I'd like to focus on more wins and less 6ths. So we're going to try and get him in a more consistent setting moving forward. But that's a tall order. He's been Locatelli in those horses on Monday. So we'll see. Locatelli's got a good shot. If he does well, I suspect, honestly, I think he's just going to go out Tuesday. I can't foresee a way that we would race him again next week. So I suspect Locatelli will join White Tiger in the field on Tuesday morning. Globetrotting will come back in from the field. So that'll work out well. Who else is in? Another horse, Eglariam. Poor Royson's got a race against Eglariam. 2 very different engines. But Royson's Punch fits in that class. So that should be a little bit of an indicator of how much I believe Eglariam is. I don't want to use words like layover, and you know, they're just silly in horse racing. Anything can happen in a horse race, but Eglariam is simply better than those other horses. is she healthy? Is she, there's a million things will go into that. A lot of moving parts there, but stepping back on paper, looking at that and knowing all the horses, knowing her, she is head and shoulders above those horses. So hoping for a good race from her. Also, Royson, looking for a good race from him. And as I said, Stay Close and Captain Mike Dio both trained so good on Wednesday. They're in to go Monday. They'll be tight and ready to go. So we have a number of horses. I'm just scouring the list and trying to think of things I might have forgot. We have so many horses getting close to going now. Upwards of 30 horses trained, qualified, schooled in good fashion this week. So if you say 20 of those are ready to go, you're going to see a lot of qualifiers coming soon. That's not even counting our big guns. Slim Jimmy in Ohio. Purple Aura. Sweet on Pete. Of Tom trained good the other day in Ohio. There's a ton of horses getting ready to go from all directions. Grace is training down well. I trained Garden State Deal very fast at the farm the other day. Still bumpy though. Vet couldn't find anything there. This isn't new either. This is something that came about last year. So I think we're going to have to do some tinkering with Garden State Deal. I'll have the blacksmith look at her on Monday or Tuesday. We'll probably school her on Friday also. She may need a few schoolers, but I want to get an idea of what is going on at top speed with Garden State Dio. I know I'm missing horses here, but who else? The little guy's going to school next Friday, Harry said, or take him over to the track. Laugh Now, my partner's on Laugh Now. He's going over to Mohawk to train on Wednesday. Mario's bringing over Renegade Gypsy. They're probably going in 210, 212. Okay, honey, one more second. Renegade Gypsy and World for Two are both going over. You guys know that we schooled Massive Profit also on Friday. He was good. He's going to race next week. I love Mario's such a good guy to deal with. He comes to me and he goes, he's in a tough spot, much like I'm in a tough spot. I'm not going to list myself over James McDonald. He's the leading driver in Canada. He's my brother. He plays a very pivotal role in the entire operation of the stable.ca. Mario came to me and he goes, we'll just list James on Massive Profit, right? And if he doesn't drive him, you or I can drive him. It takes a lot, right? Mario's a little bit older than me, but it takes a lot to say, yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. And I was so impressed with that he came and said that to me, because I didn't want to, if he had put himself on him, I would have said, yeah, all right, fine. But for him to come ahead and say that just goes to show you exactly the role he plays in the operation. Also, understanding the greater good of the stable is important. It's very, very, very important. So Mario is going to go race Stonebridge Acadi. A lot of people, I know, sweetheart, just another few minutes, honey. You're doing so good. You're doing so good, and then we're going to go in and get you shoes, okay?
Yes.
Yes. So, yep. So, Stonebridge Acadi schooled in 2-3. I think Mary said last half in 1-1 or a minute. That's more than enough for the maiden at Flamborough, London. We're going to let him grind up into where he belongs. And the maiden at Flamborough is easy. So even if Stonebridge Acadi turns out to be an overnight horse and what's that series called? The Prospect Series horse, and he learns to be a better horse, then fine. I'm fine with that. We just want to have horses that are productive. And that comes full circle to what I was saying. I did put Depend on It on gate. I am going to put Gandalf the Black on gate, and you're going to see a number of other horses go on. 2 or 3 other 2-year-olds got a lot of work to do. Dreamin' of Credit was on the bubble, but Johnny came to me and said, Anthony, I trained him the other day. He felt a lot better. Good. Just give me a reason to keep the horses, and we'll keep them. But if we have frank conversations with the trainers, with Johnny or Mary or Jason or Harry, or Dominic, and they say, it's just not working out with this horse, you have to move them along. And there's a lot of people that really just don't understand that or don't like that. I'm trying to do the best I can for everybody at the stable, and it is not easy. And listen, there's going to be times, I get it, sweetheart. There's going to be times when we sell a Gandalf the Black, and maybe he comes forward as a 2 or 3-year-old. I'm not always going to be right, all right? I'm not a magician. I'm not a genie. I can't tell you with certainty what will happen all the time. I am human. I am going to make mistakes, but I am going to continue to do the best I can for everybody at the stable. When I look at Depend on It, when I look at Gandalf the Black, we've put all the work we can into them. And yes, I see flickers here and there, but they remind me of a lot of horses that just didn't pan out. We have to continue to learn from our mistakes. I keep preaching this to everybody, and I need everybody to understand. I make mistakes in the stable. We all make mistakes, but we have to learn from them, right? And when I look at those 2 horses in particular, I just don't see a future in the stable for either of them. We can't buy 60 babies. Put 61 babies in the stable and assume that all 61 are going to be productive horses. There are horses that I was worried weren't going to be as productive as I wanted them to be, that have vastly, surpassed my expectations and hopes for those horses. And I'm so impressed with the way they're doing the work. Even a horse like Fashion Presidente. He's had his moments, but he is a nice colt, and I think you're going to see he's going to be a very useful horse for us. So it's not that I have any angst or ill will towards Depend On or Gandalf the Black. I don't have an issue with either of those horses. Very nice horses. They're just not nice enough to be effective racehorses for us. So both those horses will be going up for sale. One is right now, one will be today, tomorrow, some point in the near future. And there'll probably be a couple more of them join those horses. But that's my job. My job is to look at our strengths and try and make them stronger, and look at our weaknesses and move those horses out if we have to. So that is it for your opening. A great week coming up. I was so impressed with Patrick De Piranha last night. Big mile, big finish on the end of the mile for him. Geez, I'd love to win, same as you. But, tangling with the likes of, the Uhtred horse and Wheels on Fire and those types of horses, this is a tall order. This is a good horse. James really likes him. Can't wait to see him come back in 7 days next week to see what he can do. Bolt Power was great. Great job by Harry, James, everybody. Hey, I just put them in here, honey, because we're going to go in the mall right now, okay? Yeah. So, a great job by everybody that has anything to do with Bolt Power. Jason has moved over to Ohio full-time now, getting those horses ready to rock very soon. Very impressed with what I saw over there the other day, too. Lauren has done a great job. All the staff has done a great job in Ohio over the winter. So keep up the good work. Our guys here in Ontario are getting everybody ready. I know Dominic is super excited. Not only did we put Kings County and Patrick De Piranha and Iglarium in his barn to start with, but looking at the Unbeatable Kemp and Blue Bayou Dio, Isa 10, these are horses exciting him. He knows that those horses aren't going to stay, but at the same time, being a big part of getting them back to the races as sophomores is his job, and he's done a wonderful job doing that. So a great job being done at the stable by our staff. They are truly showing how professional they become and what we are able to do when we are given horses to make some noise. We will, and we did, and we will continue to. So that is all in direct relation to you, our clients who put the horses in our barn and have the confidence to let us do our work. And I am super excited of what lies ahead. A lot of work coming up, a lot of horses getting ready to go. The first wave of sophomores of 2021 are in the qualifiers, into race, and on the track. I can't wait to see what takes place in the coming weeks. So with that, I will let you go. I hope you had a great week. It's a beautiful day here. Addie, as I said, Addie's baptism. We're going in to get her some shoes. We got her some cupcakes. We're on the move. I will talk to you all very soon. Take care.